Tom Downey here once again for the Cowboys Report. A little at-home edition since we have at least something resembling an update on the Brian Schottenheimer second interview / continuation of the first whatever it is an at-home video because I wasn't going to wait around at the office all night, but still want to do a video for you guys. We will be back in the office tomorrow. Graphics live show planned as well, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that sub button. Don't miss out on future videos like this one too, because the at-homes don't normally do as well, so likes very much appreciated there. Let's recap today's news, which was all about Brian Schottenheimer and apparently didn't get us any further. Or maybe it did behind the scenes, who knows. The interview, and this is all based on David Moore's tweeting, started around 1 p.m. today. That's when he said that they were continuing the meeting they were meeting. There had been reports that they were going to meet, more so that they were meeting. At 6 p.m., 5 hours later, David Moore says it's still going. And that they're still continuing to meet. Now, Moore never gave an update, but a little bit after 9 p.m., this is all Eastern time, by the way, Todd Archer said, meeting is done, nothing to report. So after 4 hours yesterday and potentially 8 hours today, I'm connecting dots. No one's actually officially said how long the meeting was. The Cowboys never announced it or anything there either. We have nothing to report on Brian Schottenheimer, which is kind of crazy to me. That a guy that's been in your building for 3 years, has been your offensive coordinator for 2 years, and you're clearly interested in making your head coach after a full day and then a half day yesterday of meetings, no decisions made yet, no answers, no knowledge of what's going on there. I don't really know how that happens. Maybe they're deep into the weeds on the nitty-gritty of what a potential head coaching thing could look like. Maybe they've been going back and forth on different ideas. But it shouldn't take you that long. There's also no way it should take you that long if you're just interviewing him to be the offensive coordinator. All of this continues to point to, I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if they have a plan. I think they thought Mike was going to cave and say yes to all of their different offers, and they'd bring him back and let Witten stay in. And maybe it's the length of the deal. Maybe it's the years of the deal. Maybe all kinds of things that I don't really know what was going on. Maybe they did something with Mike, or they didn't actually talk about contract stuff and negotiate at all, and we're just going over the past year for all day yesterday and part of today. I wouldn't rule anything out because this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't take that long. If this is one of the guys you're really considering, it shouldn't be an all-day interview process, especially with such a fraudulent church of Leslie Frazier, Robert Saleh, Kellen Moore, and Brian Schottenheimer so far. I would be much more inclined to be take your time when you're interviewing a dozen candidates. When you've done 4, what are we doing out here? A lot more to come, but do you want Brian Schottenheimer as the Dallas Cowboys head coach? Why for yes and for no? Let me know in the comment section of today's show. Do you want Brian Schottenheimer to be the next Dallas Cowboys head coach? Now, I assume lots of no's are going to come in there. One yes, I think, is going to come from Stephen Jones. Now, I think it was Sean Sharif who mentioned this on 105 through the Fan, and I've heard it from other people too. It sounds like Brian Schottenheimer is the preferred candidate from Stephen Jones, which, again, bothers me because this isn't a real search and you're just picking someone you're comfortable with, which I despise in every sense of it. It seems like the general Stephen Jones circle, intentional or not, his circle has been the one that's been among the voices talking. Obviously Nick Harris says he does nothing that happens, but there clearly is elements in the front office. I think Stephen's the only one that's got his weight, that has the weight to throw around to push so hard for a candidate. I don't think Will McClay has that type of weight to throw around necessarily either. Now, I will also make note, and we'll probably rehash some of this tomorrow, there are Cowboys players who are on board. And I say this with all due respect, because I think you guys know I've mostly been a pro player person. I don't care what they want. I'm sorry, I don't. They should not get the ability to pick the next head coach. I'm sorry, win more games. It's not all the players' fault, But this team, I think in general, needs to be challenged a little bit. And this goes for the front office too, by the way, even more so. I don't want this to be, you got Ian Rappaport saying you can keep the culture that's in there. I don't want the same culture. It hasn't worked. Culture to me just means, are you winning enough games? Like, sure, you can ask Dak and Lamb and Micah and whatever the player you get to carry us to 10 wins and a playoff berth. I don't care. I don't want that. That's not what I want. I want more than that. And I think getting all this entire organization just a little bit outside of their comfort zone would help them do that. Just saying, you know what, the players are comfortable, therefore we'll keep him. I don't want that because it's the exact same thing as, well, you know what, ownership likes him, so we're just going to let it ride with that one. That just makes me question how things go. And it just doesn't make it's not a good idea. What's next? We'll break that down here in just a second. But first, today's show is made possible by Game Time. Game Time has a new feature. It's called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to only show you incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. It's curation to find the best price on great seats for probably not Cowboys games, if we're being honest right now, but maybe a Mavs game, a Stars game, or a concert, a comedy show, a theater event, something like that. Use the all-in pricing feature to see your total cost up front with no surprise fees at checkout. The Game Time guarantee is this. You find tickets in the same section and row for less. Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Download Game Time today for last-minute tickets, lowest price, all guarantee. Terms do apply. Go download the Game Time app. Create your account over at GameTime.co. Use code ChatSports, that's ChatSports, ChatSports, for $20 off. Terms apply. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. So what's next? You obviously have Eagles-Commanders on Sunday. Kellen Moore, you could interview regardless after that game ends. You can interview him in between the Super Bowl week if he wins. I will make note, Ed Warner mentioned this on one of his shows, that the Cowboys did not use all 3 allotted hours of their virtual interview with Kellen Moore, which that might mean anything. It might mean, hey, are you interested? Cool. We'll circle back for in-person interviews when that matters. It could mean, hey, are you interested? And Kellen told him, no, I don't want to do this part of it. Who knows? I do want to mention it. I don't know what it means. Losing team, you can talk to him. You can talk to Anthony Lynn, talk to Cliff Kingsbury on the next week, only if those teams lose. Also worth mentioning, the Saints want to take a second interview with with Kellen Moore as well. Again, we'll see how that all plays out. Got one more theory that I want to mention here. But first, what is your one-word reaction to the current Cowboys coaching search? Awful, boring, comfort, bad, stupid, dumb, fraud, whatever it is, clown, that probably might be mine. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Also starting up this weekend, by the way, are Shrine Bowl practices. Now, that is at the Star on Saturday. I would almost guarantee with Shedeur and Shiloh at the Shrine Bowl this year that you will see Deion Sanders at the Shrine Bowl. And if you don't have a head coach decision by then, you are facing a reality where the Deion buzz is going to pick back up. Because Deion will be there. Jerry could be there. Now, to an extent, there's nothing that stopped an in-person interview from happening. Deion lives like an hour away. He's not out there on the recruiting trail. They're making offers, Colorado is, but he's not. He doesn't go on the trail for Colorado. That's not how he operates for his college team. But if you don't have a head coach by Saturday, you're going to have Deion in theory in the facility. So it's going to pick up again. And if the theory is Stephen Jones wants Schottenheimer, and a reason why it's taken so long as they try to convince Jerry to do it, and Jerry's resisting, then maybe Deion Sanders can come save us. And Jerry can save us from Schottenheimer. I have been on the record, I don't like the idea of Deion Sanders. I don't think it's a good hire. I think he's a better college coach. It's going to be a circus. I also just don't want Schottenheimer because I don't think it's going to work, period. I think Schottenheimer's got a higher floor, but not the ceiling's not there either. Deion's got a low floor. Ceiling could be anything. It could actually be a boat. The box does not look like a boat right now. But I'd rather have Deion as this team's head coach than going down the path of Brian Schottenheimer. Like, it's not even close to me. It's not Leslie Frazier. If Kellen's told you no, Robert Saleh, okay, sure. Who's your OC? It's a big question I have for Deion too. I don't know if I like the idea of a Deion Schottenheimer marriage either necessarily, but this is where I'm at. I don't have any good options. I don't have a choice that I like. So I'll take the shiny object, I guess. That maybe it all works out. There's going to be so much nonsense you put up with. It's already a circus. I don't want to make it more of one. But I also just don't want Schottenheimer as his team's head coach. I don't think it's going to go very well. So if you get to Saturday, hey, you know what? Maybe the Deion buzz picks back up. Still going to be talked about because he's going to be there, in theory. If you get through the weekend, you get to Super Bowl weekend, you don't have a hire, the Kellen Moore buzz picks back up. And I would love nothing more than if this team went out and said, let's do some more interviews. I don't know if they're going to, which is really disappointing because it's not serious. It's an unserious organization. So predictions, who do you think the Dallas Cowboys end up hiring mid over the end? Thank you very much. Let me know that coach name in the comments of today's show.